Some people rate movies, others rate restaurants. But Ted Berland of Chicago rates something much more unusual. See how the panel rates as they try to figure out Ted Berland's occupation on What's My Line? And now let's meet this week's panel. Soupy Sales, Elaine Joyce, the amazing Kreskin, Arlene Francis, and the host of What's My Line, Larry Clyde.
Good den, all bodies.
Hello, Larry.
Elaine, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much, Larry.
Kreskin, welcome to the panel.
This is an experience. I've never sat on this side of any panel in my life.
Yeah, but listen, we're on your good side. Are you gonna just sort of psych us all out, or what?
No, you know, people wonder because I was banned for a few years from playing blackjack in Vegas, but I don't use this ability in everyday life in any way. And I'm gonna really just enjoy the game today. I hope that thank God I got someone on my left who really is the past master.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, let's.
Then we're nothing, right?
No,
Never. You'll never see
Kreskin
today.
is doing good. He guessed who I was when I won.
Well, let's see if he can guess what the next one is. Would our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Joe Schenker. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from New York City.
Okay, panel, Joe Schenker is concerned with this do-it-yourself kit. Can we get a shot of that? There we are. In a few minutes, we're going to demonstrate what one can do with it, but first the panel is going to have to figure it out. We'll now show the audience what this kit enables you to do. And let's begin the questioning with Arlene Francis.
Thank you. Mr. Shaker, does it have anything whatsoever to do with communication?
No.
No.
1 down, 9 to go,
Good
Soupy.
start.
There's the past master for you.
Does it have anything to do with the appearance of an individual?
In a manner
It
of
can.
speaking.
Would it be for women rather than men?
No.
2 down, 8 to go, Elaine.
So it can be used by either the male or female.
It can.
It can. This would not be considered a necessity to someone?
Yes, it would not be considered.
Okay. So this is more of a luxury item. You could classify it as that.
I would,
No.
yeah.
Okay. Do you use this product, or what that box contains, do you come in contact with it physically?
Yes,
I mean, do you take what's in there out?
you do.
I see. And you do something with that.
Yes.
Do you use this yourself?
You can,
You can. Can you also use it with another person?
if you want to.
This is where I'm getting lost. It's a big deck of cards, you see.
I hope so.
Would I use this on my body?
Would you use this on your body? No. 3 down and 7 to go, Kreskin.
I never knew you had pads like this. This is what I work with when I do audience readings, you know? But I'm not getting anything. Let's see. Would you say, am I to assume that this is a luxury item rather than a necessity?
Right.
Is it visible to the individuals about the person who is using it? Can it be visible?
It
Yeah.
can be.
And it can be used by more than one person?
Yes.
Would we be correct in perhaps suggesting that it would make the individual somewhat happier or more satisfied?
I believe so.
Are there, in the remotest sense, any health aspects to it or self-improvement aspects?
No health.
4 down and 6 to go, Arlene.
What you put in there has to be put together. It is not all assembled, obviously. Correct?
It is not assembled,
It is
but
not-
it does not have to be put together. 5 down and 5 to go,
Oh.
Soupy.
When you say that it's not used on your body, does that also mean it's not used on your face or head?
Yes, that means that.
It is not used on the body,
You said it wasn't
Right.
used on a body.
I tell you, does anybody have a
Is it
guess?
used-
'Cause we're out of time. Does anybody have a guess? You paint your own dungarees with that kit. Joe Schenker is Director of Arts and Education for Grumbacher Incorporated, manufacturers of the Hyplar acrylic fabric decorating kit. There it is. Now then, Joe, would you tell us about the kit? There's a picture of it.
It's a collection of Hyplar acrylic paints that are readily mixed with water and easily painted on denims, dungarees of all kinds.
Will it not wash off?
With reasonable care, it can be laundered and will handle very well.
Now, how much is this kit?
That particular kit retails for $13.50. There are less costly kits put out by our company.
What's the difference between this and the cheaper one?
Basically, it's just one varnish, a matte varnish less, one content less, and a cheaper case.
Listen, I just soon have a cheaper case myself. Listen, with the help
And one brush.
Okay, well, that's all right. With the help of String Bean Incorporated of New York, we have some painted dungaree fashions. So let's have a look. Could we open the curtain, Lloyd? Please? There we are. Now, who have we here? That's really terrific.
That doesn't wash off now?
That won't wash off, apparently.
Get it
With
on the skin?
You,
That will wash off with scrubbing.
That will wash.
now, those are really kind of spectacular colors, aren't they? They're bright and happy and very sunshiny. What is the first thing we're going to look at?
Well, soon...
Who's the first one?
This
Linda?
this is Linda Semmel.
Okay.
Looking very, very cool in a multicolored hand-painted jacket with matching short shorts.
And what's that on the back? That's a green person painted on the back.
It appears to be.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Now, what's the next thing we're going to see?
And here is Kathy White, wearing the in-look. Her denim jacket features the Marilyn Monroe theme, which is coordinated in her jeans. This outfit travels anywhere.
Hey, thank you, Kathy. Now, what are we seeing?
And now this is Marilyn Mendez in a brightly painted, tie-dyed halter sundress with an appropriate midriff. Perfect for the beach and summer parties.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Now, how difficult is it to paint that?
Well, these costumes were all painted by a brother and sister team. The brother is 9 years of age, and a girl is 11 years of age. And they are professional artists named Tamira and Wlada Koss, living here in New York City.
Yeah, well, that means, I guess, if they're 9 and 11, that even an idiot could do it, and I'm going to give it a try. Thank you very much for being with us on What's My Line. We'll be back with more of What's My Line right after this message. Thank you, Chet. Before we get letters from enraged teenagers thinking that I'm calling children idiots because they can do that, I really mean grown-ups who are inept, of whom I number myself number one.
And we join you.
Okay. Now, would our next challenger enter and sign in, please? Ted Berlin. Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Okay, that's a good place.
Right.
Panel, Ted Berlin is an expert and authority on a human activity. We will show the audience what that human activity is. And let's begin with Elaine Joyce.
Oh, goody. Let me ask you something. Is this activity that you're an expert on, when people do it, is it done inside?
Yes.
And it can be done outside?
Yes.
Do people do it by them? Can they do it by themselves?
Yes.
And they can also do it with other people?
In concert with other people, yeah.
Right away, I'm tricked. I feel like I've just tripped down a flight of steps. All right, does this, do you need some sort of an education to do this activity? I mean, it's something that doesn't come naturally?
You don't really need an education to do it in a formal sense.
Oh.
1 down and 9 to go, Kreskin.
And a degree is not necessary in order to do this.
Although people with degrees do it.
And this can be, is it done outdoors as much as indoors?
As much as.
Somewhat as.
Well, when it's being done, it's being done wherever that person is.
Can it be done with an extremely large group of people?
Yes.
Would we have seen examples of this on television?
Expect we would have.
I think so.
In the news, would we have seen examples of this?
More than likely.
Is it necessary that you be heard in order to exercise this service?
No.
Two down, 8 to go, Arlene.
Is this activity cerebral rather than physical?
No, we
No.
have to say it was chiefly physical. 3 down, 7 to go, Soupy.
Do birds do it?
Bees do it.
Well,
got it.
but up in Boston, does educated beings do it?
No, they don't do it. So that's 4 down and 6 to go, Elaine.
For one lousy laugh, I got it.
Hey, Elaine.
Is this activity reactive? Is it a reactive activity? Do you respond when you perform this activity?
Who are you referring to?
I thought I was talking to you. I'm sorry. No, I mean the person who is doing this activity, and you're the expert on it. Is it somebody reacting while they're performing the activity?
I don't know.
That's a hard question to ask. Not necessarily. In fact, not really.
Well, I was thinking like an audience.
Right,
Somebody in
5
an
down and
audience.
5 to go, Kreskin.
And they do not have to hear you in order to do this activity? I gather that was a question I'd asked.
Yes.
That's correct. They do not have to see him. In fact, people do this all the time without ever having heard of him.
And he simply...
Knows more about it than anybody else.
he knows more about this than anybody else. Can you observe this on Fifth Avenue?
Yes.
You can observe it on Fifth Avenue, but you probably wouldn't know it was being done.
Let me ask you this. Would there be any legal factors involved in this?
In the act itself, probably not. 6 down and 4
Nothing
to go,
illegal
Arlene.
about it.
Nothing illegal.
Oh, no, nothing illegal.
Now, you move some part of your body in order to do this.
Yes.
Well,
You have to say.
that's you do, Arlene, but that's such a dangerous line that I would urge you to abandon it.
Really?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the breathing of pores and things like that, does it?
No.
No.
Yes, it doesn't.
Yes, it doesn't. So we have to forget about the movement of the body. It has nothing to do, I can rule out that it has anything to do with that you're an expert on breathing.
Yes, she can rule that out.
Yeah.
Rule it out.
Are you an expert on anything that happens from the neck up?
Well, yes, it does.
I think so.
And it also happens from the neck down? Does it have anything to do with the hands?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
See, so indirectly,
You are using
Arlene.
all of your body when you do this.
It's all involved.
It's all
Well,
involved.
all the body.
And it has nothing to do with thinking, sleeping, walking, nothing to do with walking, nothing to do with laughing, nothing to do with shaking. Does it have anything to do with the nervous system?
Only indirectly, I would
Indirectly.
think. 7 down and
We're
3 to go,
down the
Soupy.
wrong path.
Did you say anything about walking?
Yeah.
Is there a noise made when this is going on? I mean, maybe I thought he was authority on belching.
Well, it may be. 8 down and 2 to go, Elaine.
I saw him hanging around a radish stand.
Does this, should I rule out the fact that this has something to do with your diet?
Should you rule that out? No.
No, that's what it is, that you're a dietitian. Someone who is an expert on what you eat is what you are, or something like that?
Well, I tell you, that's not really it. So it's 9 that you cannot rule out that it has to do with what you are eating.
Yeah.
But you haven't quite hit what it is yet. So, Kreskin, we're to you now.
Does it have to do with
How
the...
did it get off me? I was zeroing right in
That's
there.
correct. Does that have to do with the choice of food and the particular appeal of buying food? In a
Indirectly?
market?
Huh?
Such as what appeals to a person?
It isn't really that. In fact, sometimes it's the exact opposite. What he's
So
an
you
expert on is
digestion?
dieting.
Well, that's
No, she didn't say dieting.
I said diet. I said diet. He's a weight watcher.
It has to do with your diet, and dieting are entirely different things. My diet right now makes me fat, but it is not dieting. And this, for example, is a very copy of the book, which he's compiled. He's just written it, and it's called Rating the Diets with the Editors of Consumer Guide. Now, why did you write a book, Rating Diets?
Because there have been so many books out on specific diets, and there's been so many diets that have been passed around from hand to hand that we thought it's time to take a good objective look at it and see what are the better ones and what are the dangerous ones.
Now, what was the criteria you used in rating them?
We took a look at the objective criteria. We tried to get the emotions out of it, such as, was it well-rounded? Did it watch calories, but did it also watch ingredients of the diet, such as, was it high in protein? Was it low in carbohydrate? Did it watch the kind of fats? For instance, was it careful about saturated fats? And using those criteria, we came up with a rating system, a star system. So
What
4
one?
stars were the best.
What one?
It's a family of diets, actually. The 4-star diets are those that come out of Norman Jolliffe here in New York, the so-called Prudent Diet, the New York City Diet, the Weight Watchers Diet, the Red Book Wise Woman's Diet. Those are all the best.
And what's the worst?
The worst diets are those that emphasize one food, such as a water diet, or a banana diet, or an ice cream diet, or one that has a high
Ice cream
fat diet.
diet. Yeah?
You know, if you're on there for 2
Well,
weeks...
listen, I think anybody, since this is a diet-conscious country, it might do everybody, might serve everybody quite well to get a load of this book, get a look at it, and check out what you're doing before you do it. It's called Rating the Diets, and your health might depend on it. Thank you for being with us on What's My Line. We'll be back with more of What's My Line after this message. I read in this book how I can lose 5 pounds, get a haircut. Okay, it's time now for the special feature of What's My Line, the appearance of our mystery guest. Are your blindfolds all in place, panel? Then would our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Okay, panel, we'll go one question at a time. Fate draw prevails, and let's begin the questioning with Arlene Francis.
Thank you, Larry. Mystery guest, are you best known for your work in television?
That's right.
Whoops.
Soupy?
Oh, is that because you have been on a show of your own?
Not exactly. Many shows with different people.
Elaine?
Have you been on a regular, on a series as a co-star then, let's say?
You got it.
Kreskin?
Could one of the series have been with Danny Thomas?
No.
Arlene?
Is it a comedy series?
Only when they laugh.
Soupy?
Was it a series? Was it with Dean Martin?
No.
Elaine?
It was it a half-hour situation comedy?
Right.
Kreskin?
Did you play a, I'm kind of stumped. I'm trying to think of the difference. Half-hour situation comedy it is?
Right.
Did you play a lawyer or physician on the series?
No.
Arlene?
Is it a part on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
No.
Soupy?
Is the show still running?
Yes, in the reruns.
Oh, in the real.
Forward and backward.
Elaine?
It's Bela Lugosi. That's all I can think of.
I tell you, we're
Can I
out of
take a
time.
guess?
All right.
Is it Morey Amsterdam?
That's it. That's out of nowhere.
Got a little ESP there. We
Morey,
worked together a long time.
You were following me, or I followed you into Harrah's time back in our schedule.
Yeah, they told me about you.
What are you doing now, Morey?
A little bit of everything. I have a new book coming out. Really? Yes, I have a... I wrote a cookbook for drunks. It's called Betty Cooker's Crock Book. Arlene, it's not a gag. I started it as a gag, and then traveling around the world, my wife and I have found so many marvelous recipes made with liquor. I said, why not? So that's what I've done. I've collected 300 recipes made with booze, and they're marvelous. I have things like Bloody Mary soup, bourbon stew, made by a stew named Bourbon. You know, it's going to be a wild book. I think it's going to do great.
Have you? No, he hadn't tried. Listen,
I don't drink. I don't drink, smoke, gamble, or run around with women. Lloyd's of London are laying 10 to 1. I'm dead. Somebody asked me, they said, how can you write a book about liquor if you don't drink? And I said, I know a lot of guys who manufacture brassieres never wore one.
Would you say that given any subject matter at all, you could come up with a joke on that?
I've been lucky so far, yeah.
All right, I got one, and I don't think you can do it. I've tried to trap Morey for years on it.
What?
Elbows.
A joke on elbows?
Yeah, an elbow joke.
Well, you got to tell a joke about a bar. A guy is standing in the bar, and he's leaning on his elbow. It slips off, and he's laying there with his head like this. Bartender says, what do you have? He said, give me a scotch and sofa. He's just a drunk now. You can't lift your head. He said, all right, give me a haircut.
I'll go with you. Morey, thank you for being with us on What's My Line. Good luck with the book. We'll be back with more of What's My Line right after this message. Okay, we're back. Arlene, how's your show going?
Well, I hope it's going to go all right.
What's the name of it?
Don't Call Back, but that doesn't go for you.
Oh, shucks. Is Tony really a good director, Tony Perkins?
Tony Perkins is a marvelous director. He likes it better than acting, you know. He thinks that directing is much more exciting. He's kind of bored with acting.
I'll go with him. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Jed Gould speaking for What's My Line? A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Miss Francis Gowns by Bonwit Teller. This program is recorded.